So we are Group 17 and we are here to discuss a sensitive issue which individuals have really looked down about, and it is about critical thinking helps in our development, but why educated people are not able to think critically. So when we say critical thinking is the careful thinking about situations, statements and claims, if whether it's true or false. So it has to have analysis, observational facts, and you also have to have backings from experts to know whether true of your claims are really right.
The paradox of educated non-thinker. Many people have degrees and certificates, but that does not automatically mean they think critically. Some educated people believe false information, follow others blindly, refuse to question authority, accept opinions without evidence. Example, a university graduate may spread false news on social media without checking if it's true. Therefore, education alone does not guarantee wisdom or independent thinking. Why this happens? Some schools sometimes focus too much on memorization, passing examinations, collecting certificates instead of teaching students to think independently, ask questions, solve problems, analyze issues deeply. The solution is to encourage curiosity, humility, reflection, and open-mindedness.
Critical thinking. Critical thinking helps people solve problems, make wise decisions, improve society, create innovation, and strengthen democracy. A hypothesis from John Dewey says that thinking begins when people face problems or doubts. A person should 1. Recognize a problem. 2. Search for information. 3. Analyze possible solutions. 4. Choose the best answer. Example, a farmer with poor harvest should check soil, weather, fertilizer, and not just blame bad luck.
According to Robert Ernest's definition of critical thinking, reasonable and reflective thinking focused on deciding what to believe or do. This means people should use evidence before making decisions. That is, their policies, past performances, honesty, and not just follow slogans or emotions. Importance of government and society. Critical thinking helps citizens detect corruption, evaluate government policies, avoid being deceived by false promises. Without critical thinking, corruption increases, poor decisions are made, and then development slows.
Cognitive and psychological barriers to critical thinking. There are mental habits and biases that make it difficult for people to think carefully and objectively. Two systems of thinking. System 1, fast thinking, works automatically and quickly, requires little efforts. Uses shortcuts. Influenced by emotion and habits. Example, you immediately believe a rumor is true because everyone around you believes it is. Slow thinking, that's system 2, requires effort and concentration, used for analysis, problem solving, and logical thinking. Critical thinking depends on system 2. Example, before investing money, you compare prices, study the risk, and think carefully before making a decision. Why do people often avoid critical thinking? Uses mental energy. People naturally prefers the easier system, that's confirmation basis. People tend to
Dunning-Kruger effect. People with knowledge may think they know a lot. Example, someone who watches few medical videos online believes they know more than the doctor. Results, overconfidence and poor decision. Emotional thinking. Emotions are often control our judgments. People may support or reject ideas because of fear, anger, loyalty to a group, personal feelings. Example, a person votes for a candidate simply because they like their personality, not because they like their policies. Problem with education is schools sometimes teaches students what to think rather than how to think. This results as students memorizing facts. Then they earn degrees but may not develop independent thinking skills.
Educational and social barriers to critical thinking. Educational and social barriers make it difficult for people to think independently and critically. These barriers include the banking model of education, which encourages memorization instead of understanding, authority and conformity, which discourage questioning, fear of questioning, which prevents people from expressing honest opinions, peer pressure and group thinking, which make people follow others instead of evidence, and social media echo chambers, which expose people only to views they already agree. As a result, people may struggle with independent thinking, problem solving, and making informed decisions based on evidence.
Education does not automatically prevent critical thinking. Having a degree, certificate does not necessarily mean someone thinks critically. Credentialism means placing too much importance on certificate, degrees, and titles. Some education people begin to believe because I have a degree, I must always be right. But through critical thinking, how they can make a mistake, they don't know anything. They should always willing to learn.
Interesting presentation and a wonderful talk, which has helped us that we educated people, we are indeed not thinking critically. We just follow information that people just say. We use our emotion, correlative barriers, and our certificate to say yes, indeed, we know what is right, rather than thinking about the facts and the analysis and what experts are really saying. I hope that this video will motivate us all so that we think critically as educated people to help our country, Ghana. See you later. Bye.